I love what the first comment is from Kendall. For the love of God, can we please find out what's going on with Reddick? Oh, I am moving to the front row. Well, happy race day, everybody. I don't know if you know this or not. You would never know that there's a race today in Michigan. You would only know that the haulers are leaving tonight and have to be at the Mexico border tomorrow. I don't know if anyone knew that or not. And there's going to be a different cooling system because of the elevation in Mexico City. I mean, can we cover today's race, please? I already know the schedule for next week. I don't need to know the schedule for next week. I mean, just yeah, I am operating that he's starting P12 as well. Hauler. Yeah. Straight to P25 in the run through. Okay. All right. Hey. Happy race day, Michigan. Cheers. Taking a pull. All right. Practice. Let's go over, let's do a little driver rundown here. Yeah, I think that we would have found out by now if he was going to the back. I agree. Okay. Chase Briscoe. We're pretty much used to seeing him be up front and never be a threat to win. We can see more of the same today. This is a race where if you just kind of hang around the top 5, you could just be there at the end. You know, no one's going to get out to a huge lead, I don't think. Lap times are pretty tight. The draft is important. It's hard to just get away. So I think Chase is going to be around, but he didn't show a lot of speed in practice, a little bit in the short run, obviously, and he qualifies well. He's becoming very Ryan Newman-esque. You almost ignore the fact that he's on the pole. Like Newman used to pull it all the time, or at least qualify well. It's like, well, not really a threat to win the race. Jacob, this is a Cuts t-shirt. Thanks for asking. Kyle Busch. Well, where the hell did that qualifying come from? I don't even think he knows where it came from. Man, he was not fast. I have nothing on nor against Kyle or Briscoe. I guess I do. I bet over 4.5 winning position minus 145 at Caesars. They've since pulled that line. But yeah, I'm not high on Kyle Busch. I am afraid to just fade his ass across the board. I want to. I'm just afraid to do it because he ran well here last year. And if he just kind of keeps track position, he could probably keep it in top 10 all day. But speed-wise, just didn't look like it. I don't know. Big Ross, are you fading this guy or what? I feel like this is where you come in and say, like, I faded him across the board. Denny Hamlin. Well, Denny looked okay in practice. He's good here. Not, I don't know. Denny, sometimes in practice, you're like, meh. I don't. In the words of an oven, I don't trust James Small to deliver me a pizza. Bell over Bush minus 155. Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah, Hamlin. I think Brian kind of hit the nail on the head there. He just overvalued Denny Hamlin. He's overvalued. William Byron. Okay. William Byron looks the same every week. Does he not? He looks pretty good in practice. I would say he didn't look that great, but I don't know. I don't know why I've developed this, like, I don't bet William Byron attitude. Look, there's some guys that like bet him every week, and I understand why they bet him every week. Don't get me wrong. I understand why you bet William Byron. It's like, hey, I'm going to have someone that's going to run in the top 5 all day long with a chance to win. Yeah, we're 1 week away from Byron's annual summer slump. Well, again, I have nothing on nor against. I guess I do have against over 4.5 starting spots. All I have, which leads us to Kyle Larson, who was not that good in practice. You got to imagine Larson's going to be good. Struggled last week, though. Qualified much better. Expect him to just be around all day long. I'll be looking to him live. Yeah, Big Ross. The point I think we're making with Byron is he doesn't go hunt the lead. That's all I can really say. Larson hunts the lead. Hamlin hunts the lead. Oh, you're going to hate that I say this, but there's another driver that hunts the lead, or at least hunts the front. And it's Carson Hocevar. I think when it comes to passing, Hocevar is as good as anyone to go fast. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to do it cleanly or whatever, but Hocevar, he gets to the front, man. And he will again today. Yeah, everyone gets the Hocevar thing. Yeah, MGM. Yeah, Larson at 5.5. There were some places that opened him at 8. Well, at least Westgate opened him at 8. Taking a poll. I mean, I think Larson's going to be good, but his practice and maybe I have a Larson bias. That's been mentioned before. I did not say Chastain. Sometimes Chastain disappears. Okay, Chris Buescher. The secret's out on Buescher, right? Everyone thinks he's good. He's so trendy today now. I do think Hocevar could be a dark horse today to win. I think Hocevar any week could win. I think the trendy pick is Chris Buescher, but he looked great in practice. So he's just so short. Like 14. Give me 18. I wanted 18. It's like Todd asked me last night, what's our buy price on the 17? And I was like, 17. If we get to 17, I would take Buescher. If you fantasy stuff like that, he's probably, undervalued. So I do like him in that scenario. I think he's going to run really good. He'll be there all day. 10-1 on Bovada. Jeez. Yeah, I had him 2 years ago, a little 60-1. Thought he had zero chance to hold off. Back-to-back weeks at 60-1. I thought he had no chance at holding off Truex, that's for sure. Oh, man. I don't know. Buescher, if you think he's going to go out and win the race, you take him, right? Josh Berry. Do we care how Josh Berry looks in practice anymore? I don't know. When he looks bad, he's good. Where is he on here? Hang on. I got to find him on my sheet. Oh, there he is. I mean, he wasn't fast in the long run. I feel like he's not going to be good, but I'm still gun shy from when I thought he was going to be terrible at Vegas and he won the race. So, yeah, Connor, you might be right. The fastest car we've seen in the next gen era might have been Truex. It's crazy he did not win that race. Yeah. I don't know. I have nothing on nor against Josh Berry. I could see people liking his 40-1 price that there's in Vegas, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to win. So Ty Gibbs, I mean, thanks to Todd, I have a good number on him, but I don't think Ty Gibbs is winning. 12-1 is very short for Ty Gibbs. I mean, when has he competed for the lead this year? Just competed for the lead. Yeah. Yeah, Saturday superhero for Ty Gibbs. Yeah, 12-1 is hilarious. I see quite a few people kind of making fun of that. Ty Gibbs top 20 is a shaky bet. Yeah, when he blows it with the best car, everyone will agree Ty Gibbs has the yips. I still think the best car Ty Gibbs ever had was last year at the Clash when he got out to like a 3 or 4 second lead on a quarter-mile track. That's the best car he's ever had, and he didn't win. So, Bubba. Oh, Bubba was good at stage 1 last year. I went back and watched that race again this morning. He's pretty solid. Speed just has not been there with the 23 team. So, Busher minus 135 over Gibbs. That's nice. Yeah, this is probably Mac. Who are you talking about, Mac, when it comes to his best track? Maybe Ty's, but also maybe Busher's, and also maybe Bubba's. I don't know if you have a feeling one way or the other with Bubba. When he unloaded, not good. Pitted, said he couldn't drive it. I have nothing on nor against Bubba. I don't have much for this race. This is kind of I'm trying to leave a little optionality in my card here live, just because we're going to see a very different track. Yesterday it was early in the morning, and okay, Mac was talking about Gibbs. Probably is his best track. Maybe Bristol too. Yeah, anyone can be good. You just kind of got to be around for that last pit stop, and then restarts are kind of crazy. I tweeted about the truck race. I thought it was great racing. Not something I want to be involved in from a betting perspective. But, it was entertaining until it wasn't. Then it got to be a little annoying at the end. Zane Smith, great qualifying. Can't imagine him staying up front. He was not that good in practice. Probably based on where he qualified, he's overvalued. Why is Cindric price so much worse than guys like Gibbs, Bubba, and Barry? Yeah, no Cindric love. I know some other sharp guys that have kind of talked about him today. Looked decent in practice, but we'll get to him in a second. Well, I guess let's just skip Zane Smith. I don't think Zane's going to stay up front. This is not one of those races. If he loses track position, he is in big trouble. Yeah, Cindric. Yeah. There's some Cindric love out there. This is also a Cindric type track, What's the best price out there on Cindric? Maybe like a top 10 or win price. Yeah, I probably not a top 5 car, but anything can happen. 60 to win. It's the best price. Yeah, I don't think he's winning. That top 10 maybe is like a 2 to 1 top 10. Ugh, 30 to 1. And we're seeing some different prices here. Plus 175 top 10 and plus 115. Yeah, 2 to 1 is, I feel like, a solid top 10. If you're going to take it, I like the top 10 the most. I don't know that he can go out there and win. Oh, Brian played plus 220. Bet US. Okay. Tyler Reddick. Shout out to Highline Betting for some stats. I needed some information because Reddick looked great in practice. We all agree, right? Reddick looked great in practice. He's he opened as the co-favorite at Superbook at Westgate in Vegas. I consider them along with Circa. They're pretty sharp guys. I know that run that stuff. Reddick looked the best in practice. Without looking and not counting his Talladega win, what is Reddick's average starting spot when he wins on ovals? Or, even road courses. So road courses and ovals. Not excluding his Dega win. What's his average start? Yes, also tire pressure. You can't look it up. Kevin, 4.5. Connor, 5. Okay. Nate, it's got to be like 3. Oven says 1. I'll say this. Nate is correct. It's 3. His average starting spot on wins at ovals and road courses is 3rd. His the win where he had, let's just see what it Highline Betting. Shout out to him for doing this quick research for me. Whenever I need like quick research done, I always hit him up. On ovals, his worst starting spot is 5th. 5th, 4th, 2nd, and 1st. And then on road courses, 4th, 1st, 2nd for an average of 3. Do you see, I don't care if he starts 12th or last, do you see him driving up to the, when was the last time Reddick was flying through the field? He's never come from the outside the top 5 to win a race on an oval, and he's done it once. At 5th, he came from 5th once. Brian's trying to reverse jinx. Yeah. So when did Tyler Reddick drive from 12th to 3rd? When Reddick's in races, he starts up front. Can he win from 12th? Sure. But I just think, DK at 10-1 is probably okay. Now we're getting closer to that price, but I just don't see him driving up to the field. I love your 9-year-old, Jason. Can he? Yeah, he might not even be able to pass inspection, Well, the other thing, too, is we don't know where he's starting. Reddick always has a hiccup when he looks good. Yeah, I just, man, I'm not there on Reddick yet. I'm just not there. DK is down to 8-1. Okay, never mind then. I just don't like him at 8-1. Thanks, Charles. Mac, yep. Yeah, go fast, Troy. He always has a hiccup. Frustrating, single-handedly tanking Brian and I's bankroll. Well, you guys just have such a bias. Well, yeah, I want to know, what kind of card will he have in Mexico City? That's all that matters today. Mexico City louvers are taking precedent over anything today. All right. Ryan Blaney. Well, didn't look that great in practice. And by that great, I mean average to bad. Qualified average to bad. I don't think we're going to see the same spaceship. The thing with Ryan Blaney is you kind of know what he has after practice, and I kind of think we know what he has. Last week, he was really good. Oh, yeah. Highline. One drop of rain after halfway, and it's on to Mexico. Yeah, 7,200 feet, Mexico City. Man, I'm just learning so much about stuff I just don't care about. Blaney over Bell. I don't know. Very rarely does Blaney look good in practice and then race bad. Like, he'll have bad finishes if he looks good in practice, but usually that's because he gets caught up in something. But he never looks bad in practice like Hamlin and then races well. How can you not play Blaney at 12-1 on a high-speed oval? Also a great argument. If your argument is, hey, I'm taking Blaney on a high-speed oval, I'd say okay. But it's hard to pass here. So I would say that would be it was also hard to pass last week. Last week, he didn't drive through the field. Like, he was just really good on the long run. He ran his fastest lap on lap 53, which is crazy. But he stayed out longer. He was on pit road less time. He had an awesome car. The best car won, but also flawless on pit road and perfect strategy. Often by watching Blaney and by watching him practice well. I'm not there in Blaney. If anything, oh man, Ryan Blaney's a fade today. If anything, he's a fade. But I do understand. I do understand if you're just taking Blaney outright at 12. Okay. Penske strategy is ridiculous good. Yeah, that has been in the past. I mean, that's how Logano wins championships, is Paul Wolfe. Penske's lost a step on this new left side. Yeah, they were terrible on the tire at 600. Yeah, that's That's probably very accurate, Rocky Mountain. Staying out late plus yeah, I agree. Staying out late was that first they just pitting on at lap 70 and then taking the 2 tires. That was, I mean, it's exactly what you want as a bettor. Yeah. Top Ford market full of value. Yeah, okay. That's a good call. All right, let's keep moving here. Carson Hocevar. What's the best Hocevar number? Is he going to be the first Michigan boy to win at Michigan? Even when Hocevar looks bad, he's fast. There's some 30 who wins today, and why is it Buescher? I do think Buescher is going to be good. 28 at FanDuel. Here's my take on Hocevar. You got to play him top 3 or win. You can't trust him in matchups. He is not a guy where you want to bet with a minus in front of his number. There has to be like a plus and then at least 3 digits. Like positive, like at least 3 digits, not like plus 100. That was a terrible explanation. I don't know why. Like okay, I'll drink. I think you need to take him and you have to make sure that you're getting paid properly. Yeah. He's either top 3 or top 30. DK has tanked Hocevar. What are his odds on DK? Yeah, pretty short, huh? I do like the 28 FanDuel. It's pretty good. Who's shown more speed consistently than Hocevar the last few races? And he's shown the ability to pass. He's been starting deep. Let's see. Logano. JoJo. Didn't look good. Penske seems off. And Logano, just nobody talks about him. And if he can't pass you, if Hocevar can't pass you, he'll just wreck you. Just get out of his way. I don't know. Logano, nothing on Reddick yet. No, we're just going to sit here in the dark. I do not like Hocevar in non-outright markets. No. He can't be trusted. At the same time that I trust his speed, I don't trust his finish. Yeah. 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 Logano, the invisible, we'll just call him the invisible man, the invisible driver. Just nowhere all day, never talk about him, never see him, never any. Oh, Joey Logano will be starting on outside of row 2 for the final restart. It's like, what? Where the hell did he come from? Yeah, and if it's a strategy race, you're behind the 8 ball if you're not Paul Wolf. Yeah, I agree. That's a good point, Big Ross. Strategy race, advantage Paul Wolf. Alex Bowman, not as good in practice as I kind of thought he would be. Clearly, Ty Gibbs was better in that group. I don't know. Bowman can kind of hang around. It is not a track comp to California where Alex Bowman was good in the past. Not bitter about 2024 wins on fuel mileage. Yeah. No one's bitter, but no one had Bell at Las Vegas last year, except for everybody. Alex Bowman, I wasn't high on. Chase Elliott, I am a little high on Chase Elliott. Not because of what I saw in practice. This is just a good track for him. Good track for him. I think he's going to be okay. I don't know why. I don't have a great explanation as to why. I do this to actually come up with a good explanation for my bets. My good explanation is I don't know. I kind of like Chase Elliott at this track. But yes, you can play him live. Strategy and pit crews. Who has the best combo? I don't know. Hard to argue with Byron Hamlin. They just kind of stay out front. Yeah, that's a good call maybe on Chase. But here's the difference between like a Chase Elliott and a Hocevar. I don't like Chase to win, but I do like him in matchups. You know, if you can find him as a slight dog in matchups. I haven't played any matchups yet. I don't love the card. Uh, Chase is a guy I do trust to kind of finish in the top 10, to run solidly, never crack like the top 3, but it's a very solid driver that's going to get a good finish and not going to fly to the front. He could, I doubt it. We'll know if he's moving up, we'll know. But it's a very different feel for Hocevar, where you feel checkers or wreckers with Hocevar. You want to take the upside in those markets for the win, and maybe top 3. And then with Chase Elliott, okay, probably not going to just fly up to the front. Certainly don't want to play him before the race starts, maybe live. But absolutely in head-to-head matchups, I do think Chase runs well today. And that only is based on a feeling, which is terrible. But he runs well here, and he was just kind of solid in practice. So, yeah, matchups got a little juicy. Yeah, a little bit. Ty Dillon, I don't know, Ty. What do you want me to say about Ty Dillon? Where is he? I mean, not that good. Ty Dillon. I don't know. I'm not gonna really. I got nothing on Ty Dillon. I actually thought AJ Allmendinger looked okay short run. I think who has Chase Elliott passed this year? That's a good question. I don't think he's like passed anybody, but he hasn't made any mistakes. Out of principle, I'm playing Logano plus money over Elliott. That's what Brian says. I don't know about that, but I mean, Logano could just, I don't know. Like I said, start. He'll be starting on the outside of row 2 on the late race restart. Ooh, Sean, we will talk about that in a second. AJ Allmendinger. I like Dinger. This is a good track for him. I don't know. Maybe a top 10. I doubt it, but maybe. Nothing else on him or against him. Chastain. Ross. Nah. I didn't think Ross was that good. Let's see here. Where is he? Thought Ross was pretty bad, actually. I think you'll see 2 tires today for sure. For sure. I think just figuring out how to spend the least amount of time on pit road for that last stop, however you do that. You know, it's going to be once you get in your fuel window, you pit. So I expect a caution, 5 laps outside of the fuel window. Some people will pit, others won't. Yeah, the top 10, I do like the top 10 long shot markets this week too, just because kind of anything can happen. We saw, did you guys see the truck race yesterday? There were some slow trucks up there running inside the top 10 on late race restarts. I don't think it'll be just like yesterday, but you know what I mean. So I would fade Chastain. What up, Wyatt? John Hunter Nemechek looked great in practice. John Hunter Nemechek looked great in practice. However, I guess I'll take a pull for saying that. I don't know. Uh, yeah, even money Stenhouse. Ugh. When will Legacy win their next race? They're showing more speed. That's the thing. They're showing more speed. I just don't know if John Hunter is going to drive up there. He's going to need to have some sort of luck to kind of get him up there in the top 10 in order for him to stay. It was noticeable. I agree. Yeah, how many were in the draft? Probably a lot of them, but I think all the fast laps were in the draft. If Austin Dillon had a couple fast laps, those were in the draft. If Chase Briscoe did, they were in the draft. Chris Buescher, they were in the draft. There's Tyler Reddick may have been in the draft the entire time. I don't think he was just out there alone. Like and Nemechek was good at the 500 or the 600, fifth all day. Yeah, he does love late race penalties. So I don't know. Do with that information what you want. He qualified right next to his teammate Eric Jones. He did not look as good as Jones did not look as good as John Hunter Nemechek at all. But yeah, I trust Eric Jones. If Eric Jones looked like Nemechek, we'd be pounding him. Let me rephrase that. If Eric Jones's car or practice times look like John Hunter Nemechek's, we would be pounding bets on him. Yeah, I know. I knew that Ryan was gonna. I knew that. Damn it! Oh fuck! All right. Oh man. Double pull. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, let's move on to Ryan Preece. I've had my way with Eric Jones, and now I'm just gonna move my way to Ryan Preece. Whoops. Damn it. Okay, Ryan Preece. We're gonna kind of lump Keselowski in here too. Buescher looked good in practice, and I think because Buescher's going to look at, I do think that RFK is going to be better as a group than the 60 and the 6. I think they'll be moving forward. Ryan Preece definitely has the most upside because of his price. I don't hate Ryan Preece today. If do you have a puff to pull conversion chart? Yeah, I like the high lines. He's token. I know that. I think there's a lot of upside with Ryan Preece. I mean, he's going to race better than, in my opinion, Cole Custer, some of these other guys he's around. So Justin Haley looked really bad in practice. Yeah, he's just not great at these tracks, but he survives well. He survives well. I don't hate Ryan Preece. Cole Custer, oof. Where is Cole? Old Cole. Not good spotty laps, and then ran some real slow ones. I'm not high on Cole Custer. Christopher Bell went from potentially pulling it. He went from potentially pulling it to slipping up and starting 25th. I think Christopher Bell is going to be a rocket today. I think Bell's going to be a rocket. Brian, I agree. I think we're ringing the bell today, boys. I think we're ringing the bell. Nigel, so happy. I can't tell you how happy I am to have money on Chris Bell. I've been fading this asshole for, not asshole, I love Chris Bell, but it seems like every week. So I do think I like having my money on Chris Bell. There's something about just knowing that you have a great crew chief, a great driver, and you have someone that's going to get better throughout the race and is going to get you a good finish. Bell's never had a clean Michigan race. Yeah, you're right. The 20 team has been off, but I think that they're going to be good. Better not be the best here today. Top Toyota 5-1. Here's the thing: if you're top Toyota, you might as well take him. Like, what's a better price? The top 3 or 12. I got 14, Connor. Now, if you can bet live, I would go ahead and wait. Top Toyota's a win, in my opinion, too, Brian. So that's kind of where I'm looking. I think if you beat Hamlin and Reddick and I almost said Ty Gibbs, like that mattered. If you beat Hamlin and Reddick, I don't know, maybe it's not that bad. Yeah, if he pulled it, 7-1. Yep. But Connor, I do agree. 12-1's like a little short. I took some 14. Yeah. That's the Jacob agreed. Yeah. Yeah, the cream's going to rise to the top. Hopefully it's the 20. But I do think that Adam Stevens, when it comes to strategy, is good. Really good. And I like listening to the radio. I'm just excited to have money on Chris Bell. I don't know why. Just because I've been betting against him. Yeah, 13-1. That's a good price. Where is that, Nigel? You might be able to grab 18 or better live. I don't know. But the other thing too, underrated, I think Stevens is. Yoda, you are, Jacob. Okay, so 13 at DraftKings. Dude, that is, I don't know if he had much to do with that, but so much happened with Chris Bell. I'm telling you right now, Eric Jones has a ride anywhere else in the world if Chris Bell's not coming up. Like, Eric Jones, a great driver, and he got tossed for Chris Bell. Bell is a rich man's Logano. I don't know. I would say Bell's his own thing. I think Bell's his own thing. I think he's just a great driver. I think he's one of the best. Yeah, Nigel, you are biased. You don't get to comment on this. Nigel doesn't get to comment on Bell, and Kyle and Brian don't get to comment on Reddick. We actually try to live this life objectively. Bell's the best driver in the sport. Oh, okay. There are some. I think you can make an argument. Oh, nice, Jace. That's a good pull. That's a good one. Busher is a poor man's Bell. Yeah, I agree with Jacob more. Bell is a Larson, but different. Bell is a different Larson. I like that. Okay. Yeah, as soon as Junior says Bell, yeah, everyone, yeah, you got to beat the broadcast. Yeah, I think Larson's the best too. Okay, yeah, let's keep moving. Sorry. Shane Van Gisbergen was terrible. Full fade. Brad, I kind of talked about him. I do think there's a lot of upside with Brad. He's going to have to steal track position somehow. Expect 2 tires. He's going to have to steal. I'm just sick of betting Brad Keselowski. Like, every damn week, I'm just, okay, he's 25-1. He's 30-1. I'm going to go put a bet on him. And it's just, he gets to like 5th. He's never the top. I thought the Coke 600, he was awesome. Arguably the best car. I know that maybe I'm really biased, but he lost a lap because his diffuser was unclipped. I don't know if that's the proper term, but the diffuser wasn't working, so he had no downforce when he spun out. So don't tease me with Reddick to rear. Is Reddick going to the rear? Reddick will drop to the rear 19 seconds ago. Reddick to the rear. We did it. We finally got it. Wow. All right. I would. Hang on. I still don't have fucking matchups up. Todd, Jacob, send me. Oh, Todd, there has to be some Reddick matchups out there. Yeah. That's how the sausage is made, boys, right there. Can't wait to pound Eric Jones. Anyway, I'm just sick of betting Brad Keselowski. Austin Dillon, you'd think Byron and Bell plus money. Hamlin over Reddick minus 130. How much plus money are we talking here, Brian? I think Reddick's going to struggle coming from the rear. You know what I mean? Coming from the back. Starting in the back. Let's try that. Whew. Man, it's been a rough pull, let me tell you. So Byron is plus 120 and Bell is plus 105. Highline, come on. Anyway, I thought Austin Dillon was going to be better. He did run some fast laps, but do you trust him driving through the field? Noah Gragson also, I can't, it's a track you'd like. Okay. All right, everybody. All right. Oh, Byron's minus 125 versus Reddick. Okay. Jeffrey Benson, Bell minus 120 over Reddick, courtesy of me. Okay. Well, I think Reddick is going to really struggle. I certainly don't think you could touch his outright price. Yeah. Bell's a favorite. I'm guessing, Jeffrey, when you mentioned this, you're talking that Circa has Bell a favorite over Reddick. Okay. Oof. Everything's getting buried. I've heard. The pounding joke's not going away. We need a track gambling reporter. If only there was someone that was willing to travel and talk. You're betting into the market. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's nice. Superbook's good. Circa's obviously good. Todd, I just looked at it. I don't know that I love anything. I think. Okay. Gosh. I want to fade the shit out of Reddick. We'll figure that out in a minute. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. Don't call me a muppet. Larson over Reddick, Superbook smash. Anyway, let's continue here. Gregson, Stenhouse. I don't know. We're not going to talk about these guys. Suarez, gross. Herbst, gross. There's no Gleavers this week. All right, top 10. Hamlin, Byron, Larson, Busher. I'm going to say Ty Gibbs. Carson Hocevar's a lock. Chase Elliott. Chris Bell. Brad Keselowski. I'm in the middle of something here, Kevin Jack. I don't need you saying that Todd is still the leader of NASCAR's best betting duo. Yeah, maybe Blaney. I don't know. Blaney did not look like a top 10 car. Let's try that again. Hamlin, Byron, Larson, Busher, Gibbs, maybe Bubba, maybe Cindric, Hocevar, Chase, Elliott, Bell Keselowski, maybe John Hunter Nemechek. I don't know about that. Man, God, Reddick. Was he fast because of low air pressure too? Because this could have been just the easiest fate. I just don't see Reddick driving up to the field. They all moved. Yeah. Too late. I'm okay. Ah, gosh. I don't know. Maybe I'm gun shy. If this was any other track, I would have faded Reddick. Oh, Bet365 has Blaney. Do they even have to pit? How long? What's the first stage? Do they even have to pit? I thought I remember seeing like you just didn't have to pit. Okay, hang on. Yeah, stage 1 is inside the window, 45 laps. And here's the other thing. If there is a caution, everyone's got to, if Tyler Reddick doesn't stay out, like he's going to be so far back, he's going to pit. No pitting, yeah. Well, you'll see flippers only if there's a caution. You're not going to see flippers under green. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that Blaney stage 1, you got to like that. Head-to-head Gibbs over Hocevar. I like Hocevar over Gibbs. You can ask me that question. I don't even have to look at practice and qualifying. I never like Gibbs over Hocevar. I think Hocevar is just faster. I like to bet on fast cars and against slow cars. That's how the sausage is made, boys, right there. The key to this job, bet on fast cars, bet against slow cars. Stage 2 is 75 laps, so guys will flip with a little yellow. But guys will they might just, if stage 2 is 75 laps, they're just gonna split it. Brian, have you watched NASCAR before? Come on. How quickly will Busch go backwards? I mean, he's gonna lose spots to Hamlin, Byron, Larson, and Buescher pretty quickly. Thank you. Go fast, Troy. I appreciate that. Was good capping. All right. My winner. Who am I picking? Not Blaney. Asshole. First week I don't bet him. Yeah. I'm going with Chris Bell. I saw enough speed out of him in practice. That we have not seen on intermediates. That's why I like him. That's why I like Bell. And now that I have money on Bell, I love it even more. I don't know, but that's just confirmation bias, or I don't know. Some sort of bias has me just loving the fact I have money on Bell. But I saw enough speed out of him in the little blips that he was running that, okay, this guy can move through the field. Oh, Mally. Oh, bring Wabonk post race. Yeah. Taking a pull for Bell. Yeah, let's cheers to Chris Bell. Hey, he's got this thing. Let's get a winner. You know, I think he's going to be competing with Chris Buescher, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin. And that's probably it. I don't think Ty is going to be up there. I have nothing on nor against Bubba. I think that there's more upside to Bubba at this track, but his current form has not been there. Oh yeah, hot guy pod. You would have loved earlier. It was right up your alley, you know what I mean. Oh man, you missed a funny show, that's for sure. High line. Haulers need to get to Mexico tonight. by tomorrow. Where will Bell be after the first stage? This is a good question. If I'm a Bell backer, which I am, I didn't skip over Byron. I said he's gonna be racing Byron. I think if he's in, I'd like to see him like 13th. You'd have no chance at choking me out. No chance. A Bell backer. Yeah, me too. Well, any other questions about anything? I only have very few bets. I have Gibbs at 50. I have, which is a loser, but, you know, got to have him. And then I have Bell, and then I have over 4.5 starting position. Who wins Mexico City? Come on. Bell better show a level of passing that hasn't shown in ovals this year if he's going to win. Yeah, probably. But he also, I don't think he hasn't shown this much speed in practice. He's been someone I've been betting against every week on intermediates, every week, because he's looked bad in practice. And now he looks good in practice. All right. Well, any more questions? Mexico City. I think SVG. I mean, come on. What are we? Logano stage 1 winner. I don't know what world Logano wins stage 1. Maybe a caution with 5 to go and people flip. Gregson. I normally like Gregson. I don't necessarily this week. Starts deep. He doesn't drive. It's hard to. He's good if he. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Gregson. It's tough to pass. SVG, McDowell, and Busher from Mexico City. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even really looked at the track. I don't know if it's more of a high speed track or if it's going to be more of a technical track. I have no idea. Pounding Bell live. Yeah, lots of pounding going on around here. All right, everybody. The fuel is going to burn differently in Mexico. Oh, gosh. I've heard about the elevator. Eric Jones versus Zane. I think Jones kicked Zane's ass. Yeah, I don't know. What? I don't want to talk about next week. I don't know. Anyone that's really sure about next week is full of shit. I mean, I'm going off of what I think like good road course racers, and if you're gonna tell me that they're gonna run a place for the first time, I'm gonna give the nod to just road course guys. Yeah. All right. Cheers, everybody. See ya.